Today, let's talk about some short-term directional plays. So in this episode, I want to talk about all the major indices, SPY, QQQ, as well as IWM, and then I'm going to follow up on oil because that's one of the things I've talked about here recently in my current perspective after the recent sell-off in that commodity. If you like trading stocks and options and making money, definitely like and subscribe. I make videos like this every single week, as well as portfolio overviews, so definitely hit the bell so you don't miss out on that content. Welcome to the Portfolio Bulletin. Let's get started. Starting with SPY, you can see that we've kind of entered this range, and we found a little bit of support here from the 55 EMA, where we bounced here on 12 May, and then we bounced again here on 19 May. But this short-term trend is still downwards. And looking back a little bit here into March, we did find support at the 55 before, so there's certainly potential that we could see this hold and then move upwards from here. But if we do get a break below the 406 level here today, that would indicate to me that we're going to at least retest the 400 level, if not go back down to this 89 EMA, which is currently sitting at 397. So that would be a couple more percentage points of downside here over the next few days if we do see a close on the daily chart below 406. It's also worth mentioning here that the lowest ATR band is sitting at 401.05 right now. I don't expect that we're going to see a test of this level quite yet. That would be a pretty strong move for a single day, but there's always that potential. We could see a break below the 406 level, and then the next day we could see a move back down to that lower band, and then looking for support here from that next EMA, which is the 89 on my charts. Looking at my trading view charts, you can see we have the long-term trend currently sitting right where we found support, also combined with that 55 EMA, again right at that 406-ish level where we found support on May 12th and the 19th. And then we came back into this kind of shorter term level, which is the 411. And as long as we see a breakout here from this previous smaller price channel, which seems possible, we do have that support potentially here from the Ichimoku cloud, which would indicate we're going to continue on along in this trend, making new highs somewhere in the middle of June. Looking at the Qs, this is quite a different story. This looks much more like a trading range. You can see we had some highs here in February, lows in March, some slightly higher highs here in April, and it looks like we might be making a slightly higher low in May, potentially. We had a double bottom here, again on the 12th and 19th, and we did get pretty close to this lower band, which would indicate that there is potential for upside from here as long as we see that support hold and we break above this 8 EMA, which is what I would like to see if I think this trend is going to come up and retest maybe this second highest or highest band, which are currently sitting close to the previous highs. Moving over to my trading view charts for the Qs, you can see this isn't really a clear trend as we continue to move up and down through the cloud on the Ichimoku indicator. And we're still trading within this channel right here with the upper bound right here and the lower bound down here. And as long as this holds right here and we see a slight move up back above the cloud, that would be an indicator to me that we're going to come up and retest the upper part of that channel, which means for today, I would like to see we get above this 322 level and move back towards the upper part of this cloud, indicating the continuation. Looking at the Russell briefly, you can see we are clearly in a trading range with the previous highs at 234 and the recent lows somewhere around 211. And we're currently sitting inside that range. Found a little bit of support here potentially from the 89 EMA. And if we get a hold above this 8 EMA, there might be some potential for an upswing, but currently I'm looking at the Russell as a trading range for now. I do want to look at Apple here briefly because this is one of my larger plays. And currently this looks like a buy to me as we found some support here from the 144 EMA. And we're also trading towards the bottom of the ATR bands here. And I would like to see a break above the 8 EMA today, which is currently trading at 125.84. If we do get a break above that level, it could indicate the start of an uptrend as we do have a short-term double bottom here, indicating that this could be support and a reversal in the trend. This also looks pretty similar to the QQQ's chart, which still overall has a bullish trend, as long as it doesn't get pulled down too much from the cryptocurrency sell-off that we've seen, as a lot of these tech plays have some holdings in crypto. And anytime you see any class of stock or commodity go down dramatically, it often triggers at least a small cascade effect across the markets. Moving over to crude oil here, you can see we've had a 3-day sell-off and we found support here at the 55 EMA and this first lower band of the ATR, which is currently sitting at 62.32. I wouldn't consider this first band to be support, but it seems like the 55 EMA has been pretty consistent support going back here to mid-March. and then going all the way back here to November of this year. This has been fairly consistent in its support, and also is recent news here from potential Iranian inflows of oil into the markets, but that is certainly not verified quite yet. These are all rumors. And overall demand for crude is going up pretty significantly, indicating a potential for a $75 barrel of oil somewhere around mid to the end of 2021. Which would indicate a pretty strong up move of around 20% from here. In my opinion, this is a nice buying opportunity for any of the oil stocks that have been beaten down, or USO, or crude futures if you're looking to get into a position. And lastly, for this episode, let's look at gold and silver. So silver here continuing to trend along this 8 EMA, indicating a strong uptrend. And I believe this is fueled by inflation, as I've talked about in a couple of previous episodes. Inflation continues to be a threat to the markets. And one of the ways to counteract this is gold and silver, especially with the recent sell-offs across cryptocurrencies. Gold and silver seems to be the better play here in the short term. Quickly moving over here to gold, you can see we are trading right at the top of that range. There's certainly potential that we could stay in this overextended trend for quite a while based on this EMA, the way that it's trending upwards here. But do understand that we are at a price extreme. And I do want to go back here and show that the last time we've touched this upper band, we had a dramatic sell-off from early January to mid-January, touching this second lowest band, the ATR. But if you go back here and look at July 9th, we also touched the upper band, found some support from the 8 EMA, and then we had a massive shoot up all the way to 194, which are definitely the highs here recently. And then you could kind of look at this as a massive bull flag. And then we're starting this new uptrend, potentially looking to retest this previous highs. Of course, that's all speculation, and understand that this is already slightly overextended and giving some signals that we should at least get a retest of the 8 EMA before we get any moves higher. Let me know down in the comments section if you get any trade ideas out of this video. Definitely like and subscribe if you got any value here. And make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss out on any future content. Of course, none of this is financial advice. This is all for entertainment purposes, and have a great day.